So listen, y'all know when I feel called to, I will give a little channeled message. So I had a download for you guys, basically just about giving yourself grace and compassion, especially on this healing journey, because you're not going to be one way all the time. But another important thing is require that same grace and compassion from those in your inner circle. Require that same thing from those who have the desire to be close to you as well. So I got some downloads here, and like I said, when I feel called, I will also pull a little tarot for a channel message, and I did that to get just the overall energy for this lesson, for this conversation. So let's get into it. What is up, QC family? It's Queen Chef, author, healer. I'm a chef by trade, writer by gift, healer by nature. And I discuss all things healing. And like you just heard me say, every once in a while, I will feel inclined to give a channel message as well. I am also a spiritual channel. I am a person who gets downloads. So for those of you who've been here, you know that about me, super spiritual. And I'm still developing my psychic gifts as well. I really just finally accepted what it is, because I am a person who, I run from the title of reader. I run from it. I don't have the desire to read for others. I just don't. I never have. But you also can't run from the universe. You can't run from spirit. You cannot run from your calling. Although I am not a tarot reader, like I said, I do have cards I pull for myself. I read energies for myself. And you know, people close to me, I will give messages as well. But a lot of times it's really just downloads that I get just out of nowhere. So that's why I don't really like to say reader, because I'm more of a channeler. I get messages and I don't really need cards to do it. You know what I mean? So say that to say, I got a message for y'all today, and I did pull a couple cards to get the overall energy. So let's get into that. And let me finish out that little portion. I do talk all things healing. And for me, I'm going to be honest with you. There was a time in my life where tarot was absolutely a healing tool that I needed. Now I watch, because there are different readers and stuff that I like, who I just watch because I like their energy. I really fuck with them. Like, they seem real cool, or they real funny. I know I love to laugh. That's me all day. So I will watch now for entertainment, mostly, not necessarily for guidance. And it's also because now I'm kind of more on the side of giving the guidance, which is something I had to grow into. So that being the case, not saying you can't watch tarot and give readings, or you can't watch messages and give messages. I'm not saying that at all. But this is something I had to grow into. And as I grew into it, I kind of backed off from watching. But just know the point of me sharing that was tarot can definitely be a healing tool for you as well. Just getting guidance in general, that guidance and being able to tap in and is a healing tool, healing method as well. So I say that to say, I still talk all things healing over here, and I speak from 4 pillars. Those are self-love, energy alignment, purpose discovery, and healing inner child wounds. So that being the case, that's why sometimes I feel called to give these channel messages as well, because it's all a part of the healing journey, which brings me right into the topic for the day. So my actual download was about, but what I wrote down, I'm gonna read exactly what I wrote. You are human. Give yourself grace and compassion, and require that same passion from those close to you. So when I was writing this down, like, the things that came to mind is how when we get on this journey, right? We get on this healing journey, and you start to do the things, and this is at the point that you start to see the changes in yourself. I'm gonna use the word backsliding just for all intents and purposes. But we'll get to the point where we backslide by having something may happen that gets you upset. And actually, I thought of this meme that I seen, and it was basically saying, I think I'm healed until I get mad, and then it all goes out the window. So I want to debunk that. That's not how it works. You're not going to lose everything that you've gained on your healing journey. You don't lose it. And I just feel like Spirit really wants somebody to know this, because you might be somebody like me who gets really hard on yourself. You might be somebody, like, I'm picturing somebody like just crying, like as if you failed at something because you backslide, or because you get angry and you crash out, or you curse somebody out after doing all this work. Like, you've done all this work on yourself, and you just start, and you have a crash out that makes you wonder, like, damn, did I do anything? Like, damn, does it even work? Like, you probably a person that start questioning, is what I'm hearing. You start questioning everything that you've done, but not only questioning yourself, like, you start questioning the whole entire process. And Spirit wants you to know, don't do that. Don't question the process itself. But know that, there we go. know that what you are going through is a part of the process. It's not for you to question if the process works. Know that it's a part of the process. And please, even though I'm doing these channel messages and not necessarily just having a conversation with you guys like I normally do, please know that I still speak from experience. Spirit will allow me to use my experiences, and that's even what I do in my other videos. Spirit will allow me to use my experiences to help guide you guys, to help give you the understanding of the journey itself. Because one thing to know is that it's not all on you. And another thing I'm hearing specifically right now is you need to lean more on Spirit. You're trying to do a lot on your own. You're trying to do a lot by yourself. And I don't mean like the worldly stuff, the life stuff, like paying bills. And I'm not talking about that. You're trying to manage the process. You're trying to manage the process, manage the journey. And that is something that also may be contributing to these crash outs or contributing to these moments where you feel like you failing at the journey. You're trying to manage it, and you need to do more letting it flow is what I'm hearing. You need to do more of just letting things unfold. And when people come across your path who are meant to help you, let them help you. Don't try to determine what role they're supposed to play in your life, like right off the bat. Let things unfold. And a part of the reason that may be contributing to your crash outs or to your backsliding is because you're putting too much weight on yourself. Emotionally, mentally, you're putting too much weight on yourself. And it's like worrying for nothing. It's like, what are you worried about? Just live, just be. That's the entire point of the journey, is to get to a place of peace, of freedom, of happiness, and you just enjoy it. You learn to just enjoy life, be free, being yourself, being this person that you evolved into. Just enjoy. Be more focused on how to just let it all unfold and let Spirit work for you. Give Spirit time. I know we get so tired of hearing be patient in these messages. Trust me, I'm guilty. I don't want to hear that shit sometimes. But in this particular instance and in these moments where you feel like you're backsliding or it's not working and you starting to question the process, or you question it just because you had a moment, know that those are the moments that you're supposed to be leaning on Spirit. Those are the moments, whatever your belief is, whomever your immediate spirit, your spirit team, whoever that consists of for you. For some, it might just consist of your ancestors. For some, it may be your spirit guides whom you do not know, your guardian angels, your archangels. Like, we have different things going on at different times on this journey and throughout our lives. So please know that Spirit wants you to know you need to do more leaning on your spirit team and stop trying to micromanage. Stop trying to micromanage the journey itself. Just be on the journey. Learn to enjoy the journey. Start enjoying gratitude is what I'm hearing. Be more grateful for how far you've come. Look back at where you were before you start trying to get down on yourself about a crash out or a slip up, or you cussed somebody out and you thought you had outgrown that phase of life. Be more grateful for where you came from. I mean, maybe you said 3 curse words and you used to say 23. I don't know, but be more grateful is what I'm hearing. And I'll just give you a little tip before I continue. Is one of the things I do for gratitude, and when I'm really getting down, is I will write out different things that I'm grateful for. I have a gratitude list. I actually like to keep it in my phone because I can add to it constantly. I keep it in the notes section of my phone. I can add to it constantly, and how I use it in my everyday life. Like, you got to really use this stuff if you want it to work for you. I have a gratitude list in my phone, in my notes section. And when I'm getting down about something, or I'm about to get down about something, I'm about to go crazy on somebody, anything, I pull out that note and I just read it. Because I'm always adding to it, so it's a whole list. And I just read it, and I just go through, like, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this, I'm grateful for this. And when I look at all those things, like, there's no way you can't somewhat come up out of that funk. And what I like about this is you training your mind, you training your mental, you training your emotions, and eventually you get to the point where you don't even need the list. You are automatically about to complain about something or about to go crazy on somebody, and then you think about, you know what? I'm too grateful for what I have going on to be upset about what's going on right here in this moment. I can automatically just think about the things that are actually going on in my life. The second thing that I have as a support of this message is understand that you won't be one way all the time. That's another thing that Spirit wants you to understand. You're not supposed to be one way all the time. Life is happening. The journey is journeying. Like, things are going on. And when you start to get into that mental space where you think that, okay, I'm healing, I'm supposed to be nice, I'm supposed to be kind, I'm supposed to be, I'm hearing amiable, but I guess that's the same as like friendly, or you think that you have this vision of how you're supposed to be, and that's the thing that you need to release. You need to release the thoughts about what you think you're supposed to be like after you've healed, because whatever that image is, that's what has you micromanaging the journey. You're trying to micromanage the journey so that you fit into this box or this image of what you think a healed person looks like, acts like, sounds like. You know what I mean? So because I heard amiable, I'm gonna go with, like, you know, maybe you're being overly friendly. And that might be causing you to bring people into your energy and into your circle that are actually contributing to these backslides that you're having. You know what I mean? Because being too friendly, being too open, having your energy just be wide open like that, you welcoming all sorts of things in. And as you're trying to micromanage this journey, you're letting in strange energies at the same time, and you're trying to do a little bit too much. And at the point that if you're focused on trying to micromanage the journey and micromanage your energy and your image, is what I just heard, your image of what you think you're supposed to look like to people as you're healing, that is a huge part of your hindrance right now. That is a huge part of your hindrance. You're trying to manage the image of what it needs to look like, because now I'm hearing image loud and clear. You're trying to manage the image. You're trying to manage maybe your reputation. If people know you're on this healing journey and you want it to look a certain way. You want others to see, and now I'm hearing validation. So you're still trying to get the validation from others while on this healing journey. And remember, one of the whole purpose, healing is freedom. Healing is freedom. If you on this journey and you still, like, you're on this journey to try to prove to others that you're healing or that you're healed, that's the only word I got right now, but I don't want to say that. I want to say you're doing it wrong. I don't like that. I don't like how that feels. But, like, you're doing it wrong if you're on this journey to prove to others that you can do it. Because at that point, you're still seeking out validation. Guess what I did? Ran out of space and had to delete stuff. But I came right back. So everything is still here. But where I left off is I was talking about basically if you're doing this for any other reason than to heal, to be at peace, to be truly happy, then you're doing it for validation, especially if you're still trying to prove yourself to others. And if the inner child work is where you might be lacking, the shadow work in particular, really going in to nurture that inner child in you, talk to that inner child, reaffirm that inner child, that's where you need to do more work. That would be my advice to you. If you feel that, or if you notice that a lot of what you're doing on the journey is because you're still trying to prove something to other people. There's something in you. There's something, that inner child in you is still trying to show and prove. You know what I mean? So that's the last thing I had to say about the validation part. The next thing that I wrote down, I write my channel messages. I'm a writer. And when I get a message, it makes it more clear for me to kind of understand it, process it, and then put it into words if I write it down. So that's why I'm telling y'all that, and that's why you see me looking down. But another thing, going back to that meme about, like, I think I'm healed, and then I get mad, and then it's like all over with. Spirit wants you to know, you don't undo, the work is not undone because you flipped out, because you backslid. Like, the work is not undone, the work that you have done. Those things may happen to show you where you need more work, or to show you where you need to get more in alignment, I'll say, but it's not an undoing of the process simply because you slipped up. You know what I mean? It doesn't work like that. Like, all of your work still stands, and Spirit wants you to know, like, your spirit team is still very proud of you. Your spirit team is proud that you are just on the journey, is what I'm hearing. Proud that you have the desire and you are making the attempts to be the change maker, to make a difference. You more than likely come from a bloodline where those before you ain't necessarily worried about changing, and they don't really care about it. A lot of times you may feel misunderstood to the extent that they don't even see the reason, or they don't necessarily understand the reasons for why you are even trying. And so that's like, why are you even trying, is what I'm hearing. And so that may be something that you've heard or you hear a lot on the journey and a lot on your life. And that would explain why you're trying to show and prove still, because people look at you and maybe even actually ask you, like, why are you even trying? This is how it's always been. These may be things you hear a lot. This is how it's always been. This is how we are. That's what I'm hearing. And I'm seeing a woman in this. I'm seeing like a heavyset woman in the picture, darker skinned, silverish hair. So that may be somebody close to you, or maybe somebody further up in your bloodline, one of your ancestors. It's just kind of giving the attitude like, this how we always been. This is how we are. The women in this family, this what we do. We cuss motherfuckers out. Like, I don't know why I just got this. I got this little sassy energy now. So that's, hey, I'm channeling somebody's people, somebody's family. But what's for you to know is that it ain't how it always gotta be. You can love your ancestors, you can love your elders, those who came before you, but that don't mean you have to stay like them. You are not wrong for wanting different. I just heard a meow, and I don't know if no cat's over here. And I see a woman pushing a stroller. Maybe you just had a baby. But listen, it ain't how it's just because it's how it is and how it always was, that don't mean that's how it always has to be. That's what Spirit wants you to know. You are, there are some ancestors who are truly in support of you, and maybe that is who you need to light a candle for and honor them. Your ancestors of the light, your ancestors who love you, protect you. I like to always call them my ancestors who love me, protect me, walk with me, and guide me. Because again, all ancestors ain't gonna be for the cause. That's just the reality of it. As you can see in your everyday life, the elders who are still here, everybody ain't down for the cause. Everybody don't get why you trying to change stuff. This how it always been. Why are you messing with it? Why are you trying to fix what ain't broken? And a lot of times, people who are in broken cycles don't recognize it because they're currently in the cycle. And the Spirit just brought me right around to my next point. You are gonna be the one that breaks this cycle, but it is going to get more easy for you after you stop trying to control it. It's like and it's so funny. I got the cards that I have because of the things that I said. And like I told y'all in the beginning, I'll pull cards if I feel called. And the two cards, I asked for one, I got two. The first card that I got was the Daughter of Swords, and the next one was the Wheel of Fortune. So that's not a bad combo. Now, the Daughter of Swords talks about testing your skills, and testing your power, and calling your energy back to you. So here's the thing. Now, as it relates to this message, what I get from that is, I talked about your inner child. I talked about needing to talk to the inner child in you, and how that inner child work and that shadow work is going to be what helps you through those moments, or that might be showing you the things that you need to still work on or need to get more in alignment. And so it's no surprise to me that these are the cards that I got, because I'm talking about that inner child work, being on this journey of giving yourself grace, giving yourself compassion, and then also getting the Wheel of Fortune as we're talking about cycles. And the Wheel of Fortune is about a good transition. It's about a good fated event. Like the wheel is spinning, and like Wheel of Fortune in the show. And not, what the show called, y'all? Y'all know what I'm talking about. The show. I'm picturing the wheel. You spin the wheel, and Price is Right. Price is Right. Maybe that was significant to one of your elders, or one of those ancestors who I'm talking about. That might be significant. The Price is Right. But you spin that wheel. This is like spinning the wheel of life, and then the Wheel of Fortune indicates good transitions. So in this moment, what I'm hearing is for Spirit to know, like I said, they are proud of you. Know that you are on the right track. You don't, one mistake, or even if it's multiple, you might have a bad week. And what your crash out might have consisted of, you having to crash out, and then you just kind of kept going downhill from there. But know that does not undo everything that you've done. And know that Spirit wants you to know you are still on the right track. Again, Spirit is impressed and proud of you just for having a desire to make these changes, just for you having the desire to improve your situation, improve your bloodline. Because one thing about you, you're not just thinking about yourself. You're thinking about how you want it to be different for you and everybody after you. You think about your kids and your kids' kids and their kids. That is another reason that Spirit is proud of you. And they want you to know that they dropped the ball there. They dropped the ball. They lived in the moment. They lived for themselves. Now, they did what they could. That's not to say they didn't try. They did what they could. They did what either they were allowed or what they felt was possible. But you see that so much more is possible if you start by changing yourself. So they want to commend you. I don't know why I just heard a round of applause. So they want to commend you. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a round of applause. Give yourself hugs sometimes too. I just heard that. I don't know. Hug yourself. That may be really, really healing for you, is what I'm hearing. So if you just get in the mirror or put a nice song that you really like on, that's soothing to you, and literally just hug yourself. Like, hug yourself more often is what I'm hearing. And that also will teach you that you don't have to continue to try to get approval from things outside of you. That the things that you want don't necessarily have to come from other people. Thank you, Spirit. That will show you that the things that you want don't necessarily have to come from outside of you. You can literally hug yourself. So that's that. That was kind of random in there, but you needed to hear that apparently. So again, I'm just trying to listen for anything more. Apparently I didn't say enough about the part about, so in the beginning I said that what my original channel message was, you are human, give yourself grace and compassion, and require that from those close to you. So I didn't speak enough about, because they're telling me to talk more about the part of requiring that from those who are close to you. So as people, as you remember, I already mentioned, you're open. So you're welcoming in energies, and those energies, those people, the same thing that you are trying to do for yourself, that grace, have that compassion, you have to require that from those who are coming towards you as well. Those who come into your life, it's non-negotiable. It's non-negotiable. They have to be people who are willing to give you grace. They have to be compassionate people as well, and understand that you are on a journey. If they are not, they cannot stay around for this. They cannot be close to you during this time. And what that looks like is basically, you don't want people around you who are trying to gaslight you, or like when you do have your crash out, you don't want all that, oh, see, I told you, oh, see, you what, these are going to be your indicators of who needs to go. I knew you want change. You just like the rest of us. You ain't no different. I don't know why you've been trying to change everything. I don't know why you're trying to turn into 11:11 on the clock. I know I'm on point. It's going to be some people. They're just not going to be encouraging. And the thing is, this is not for you to get mad at them. This is not for you to get upset. This is not for you to become bitter. This is not for you to become discouraged. This is for you to be aware of who cannot be around for this part of the journey. Because I'm hearing stronger. You got to get stronger in who you are. You got to get stronger in your peace. Start taking it more seriously. Get stronger in your happiness. Like, you got to get more firm in who you are. And as you learn to set those boundaries, then maybe you can go and reinsert yourself back into, or maybe start those relationships, or have some kind of relationship with those people. But during this time, when you hear those kind of comments, that is your clear indicator of who cannot be here. It don't necessarily even have to always be family. It can be strange people that you meet, or it might be people that you think are supposed to be with you on this journey. And when they make comments like that, oh, I thought you was changed. I thought you was changing. That's the type of stuff you don't need at this stage of the game, because you already questioning the process every time you mess up. You already questioning yourself, and you don't need that from other people. You do not need it, and they are not adding to it. So I'm going to just repeat it again. Give yourself grace and compassion at this time, and require that anybody who is trying to be in your inner circle, trying to be close to you at this time, they have to do the same. If they ain't got no grace, they ain't got no compassion, no understanding for you and the journey that you on, they got to go. And a last little piece from me, as you eliminate those people and those energies out of your space, you're making room for the ones that will align with you, the ones that will actually help you get where you're trying to go on the journey. Okay. That's all I've heard. I don't hear or see anything. That's what I got for y'all. I hope that you enjoyed this channel message. I hope that you got something from it. I will continue to use my gifts in this way. Like I said, y'all, in the beginning, Spirit's still working with me on the whole channeler giving messages thing. Although some of y'all may look at the other videos when I'm just talking about the lessons and the experience and giving that wisdom, y'all may look at those as messages. Those are messages and lessons as well. But giving these downloads, to actually tapping into the energy, tapping into spirit for the purpose of sharing it with other people, Spirit's still working with me on that. I don't know why I've ran from it for so long. Like I said, I do it for myself. I do it for people in my life. People come to me, so let me get a reading. Friends and family. I do work for friends and family, like banishment work, different, I'm a very spiritual girl. But as a healer who is using an online platform, I try to be careful, y'all. I don't like a lot of what I see online. So it's it kind of gives me an ick, and it's makes me I don't want to be a part of that. But I guess, I'm being me, I'm being real, I'm doing it the way I'm being called to do it. So I guess I'm not necessarily a part of that, but it just kind of put a bad taste in my mouth, some of the things that I've seen and some of the things that I've experienced from readers in my own life, which is another reason I stopped playing with myself and started tapping in for myself even. But yeah, I ain't gonna get into a whole nother tangent. It's already long. That is the message, y'all. I appreciate y'all being here. I hope you got something from y'all. Be well. I'm gonna do the same.